David was a young shepherd. He took care of his father's sheep. David was small, but he had big faith in God. He knew God was always with him. One day David's brothers were fighting a war. They were fighting the Philistines, a powerful enemy. David's father sent him to bring his brothers food. When David arrived, he heard a giant shouting. The giant's name was Goliath. He was very tall and very strong. Goliath challenged the Israelites to a fight. He said, "Send me your strongest warrior. If he can defeat me, we will be your slaves. But if I win, you will be our slaves." The Israelites were terrified. No one dared to face Goliath. They trembled at the sight of his size and his armor. For 40 days, Goliath repeated his challenge. The Israelite army remained paralyzed with fear. David was not afraid. He said, "I will fight this giant. God saved me from lions and bears. God will save me from Goliath too." David's oldest brother was angry. He said, "You are just a boy. Go back to your sheep." But David insisted. He knew God was with him. King Saul, the leader of the Israelites, heard about David. He said, "You are just a boy. You cannot fight this giant." But David said, "God is with me. I will win." King Saul gave David his armor, but it was too big. David took his sling and 5 smooth stones. He went to fight Goliath. Goliath laughed when he saw David. He said, "You are just a boy. What are you going to do with a sling?" David said, "You come against me with a sword and a spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." Then David put a stone in his sling and swung it with all his might. The stone hit Goliath in the forehead. The giant fell to the ground with a crash. David had won. He had defeated the giant with God's help.